Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Craig Malkin, a clinical psychologist and lecturer for Harvard Medical School. I'm also the author of Rethinking Narcissism, which is devoted to helping you understand and cope with narcissism in all its forms and all your relationships. I want to do a quick video today that I've been planning for a while, but I think you'll find interesting. A lot of people have asked about the main difference between overt and covert narcissism. And because I've got a bit of a tight schedule today, I thought I would do this short video. You may have heard that covert narcissism is a behavior that describes people who say are nice in public. They're nice to their friends, they're nice at work, they're nice when people are watching, and then they're nasty in private. That is not what covert narcissism is. In fact, that is overt narcissism. Anybody who is overtly nice, anybody who can sort of put on that kind of display and manipulate their public image in that way is an overt narcissist, or an extroverted narcissist, as I prefer to call them, just because it correlates more with extroversion. Here is the main difference between overt and covert narcissism. Overt narcissists, first of all, are extroverted. If they can be nice and outgoing, they are overt narcissists. If they are charismatic, they are overt narcissists. So they are extroverted. But more importantly, they're puffery, their grandiosity, the bigness of who they are and how they view themselves is on the outside. They are grandiose on the outside. Inside, internally, they struggle with a particular form of insecurity called attachment insecurity. That is their vulnerability. So they are grandiose on the outside and vulnerable on the inside. Attachment security, if you haven't read my other work or seen my videos, is a fear of depending on others in emotionally healthy ways, of putting ourselves in their hands, briefly. Covert narcissism, on the other hand, these are people who are outwardly shy, they're often awkward, they're often socially withdrawn. We've had this notion of the distinction between these two for many, many years. When I was in graduate school training, we made a distinction between overt and covert narcissism, or grandiose and vulnerable narcissism. And it has remained to this day. It's gotten a little confused in discussions, and that's what I'm trying to address today. For people who have covert narcissism, they are apparently vulnerable. And I say apparently because if true vulnerability involves the ability to actually turn to people with vulnerable feelings and share them and communicate them, and people with covert narcissism struggle to do that. So outwardly, apparently vulnerable, and on the inside, they have their grandiosity. They have secret dreams of being discovered. Maybe they don't share them at all. They believe they're misunderstood more than anybody else on the planet. They believe they're special by virtue of how difficult things are for them. And if they have any dreams at all, they often feel they have failed in those dreams. In fact, a recent study that was just published showed that the main difference between covert and overt narcissism, to support this distinction, is that they both have those grandiose ideas, but overt narcissists believe they have succeeded in those grandiose schemes, and covert narcissists feel that they failed. So to give you a flavor of covert narcissism, I pulled up from very early on. These items were from an inventory called the Minnesota Multivasic Personality Inventory. I believe a version of it is still around today. And what people often did is they would capture a selection of questions that captured a certain aspect of some disorder. And in this case, it was disordered covert narcissism. These are some of the questions, and this will give you a flavor of how we understand in mental health and psychology and psychiatry what covert narcissism is. I can become entirely absorbed in my thinking about my personal affairs, my health, my cares, or my relations to others. My feelings are easily hurt by ridicule or by slighting remarks of others. When I enter a room, I often become self-conscious and feel the eyes of others are upon me. I dislike sharing credit of an achievement with others. I dislike being in a group unless I know I'm appreciated by at least one of those present. I feel I'm temperamentally different from most people. I often interpret the remarks of others in a personal way. I easily become wrapped up in my own interests and forget the existence of others. I feel I have enough on my hands without worrying about other people's troubles. I am secretly put out when other people come to me with their troubles, asking me for my time and sympathy. That gives you a sense of what covert narcissism or vulnerable, or what I prefer, introverted, because they also are strongly correlated with the introversion that this presentation of narcissism. And that is the main distinction between the two of them. Grandiosity on the inside for covert narcissists and grandiosity on the outside for overt narcissists. So I hope you found that helpful. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to turn on that notification bell so you can receive my videos as soon as they come in. Thanks, and I look forward to sharing more.